Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay. Oh. Mango Bay. Mango Bay. Mango Bay. Your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango
Bay. We doing it,
Mango
baby.
fucking Bay.
This is the Mango Bay podcast. You know what it is, your one-stop shop for brown recklessness.
We're two best boys who are brown comics in New York City. We're giving you the thoughts. We're giving you the vibes. W-Y-B-Z. Wait, can we do it again? Let me get a little bit. And then goes double penetration. Yeah. Nice, dude. And that's just the weekdays, bitch.
Yeah.
So we are having Patreon issues in that you're not joining it yet, are ya?
You need to get on the Patreon, guys. Okay,
What
it's 23
the fuck
cents.
is on that though, dude?
We've got topical clips called Mango Bay Roast
Shut
News.
the fuck
Unreal
up,
funny.
man.
Unreal funny. We've got bonus episodes.
We
Mango
do.
Bay After Dark. We've got archived episodes.
Hell yeah.
We've got Mango Bites, little
Yeah.
outtakes from episodes.
Yeah.
What else? We've got advance. You can watch episodes in advance. What the fuck are you doing? And
You
most
wanna
of you guys
see the
are always-
future, bitch?
Most of you guys are like hitting the DMs.
Huh?
Hey, when's the next episode coming out? When's it coming out? First of all, dummy, they all come out every Monday. I'm
Shut
sorry
the
I said
fuck
dummy.
up.
I love you. Get on the Patreon. You can watch them a week in advance.
Dude, you literally are a seer. You become Rasputin a little
Yeah,
bit.
truly.
like
You
that?
can see into the future.
Huh? Okay, today's guest.
Today's guest.
Oh,
we
wait,
got-
wait, before we go into that, this is my boy, Pranav.
Hi, hello. Follow me at Pranaha. This is my boy, Usama Siddiquee, at Usama Stands Up.
Big dick. Today,
Does
speaking of, yeah,
Okay.
girthy.
Girthy.
So, today's guest, one of my favorite people in the world.
Moe
Which I don't
Yaqub.
always say.
Which you never said. Never heard you say that before.
Yeah. I love Mo, a close friend, hilarious comic.
Hilarious coming. Moe Yaqub from Minneapolis by way of Islamabad,
By way of Islam,
Pakistan.
the fucking ass. Such a good guy, my good friend.
We've got a jungly story of the week coming straight from our guest today.
Yeah.
Mo, hit us with some jungly shit.
All right, here's the jungly shit. All right, and then you guys tell me if it is or not. So 2019 is a year that me and my friends are just on some hooligan stuff, right? We don't know if, COVID is not in the air, but 2019, love is in the air.
So you guys are about to start COVID.
Yeah,
basically,
pretty much.
Yeah.
I
You
just
came
meet
to
these
America?
twin boys.
Yeah.
You know these twin
I
boys.
know these guys,
you know?
good guys.
6'3", jacked up Indian guys,
I know these guys very well.
Yeah.
They're like atheists who try to always make you atheist. You know?
Yeah.
So what are they? They by proving to you there is no God. through
Yeah,
their
yeah,
various
yeah.
If there was a
misdeeds.
God, why would I punch you right now? Or some, some stupid thought
They had me
experiment.
sit down and were like, "Why do you believe in Islam?"
Those guys,
like my second meeting with them. So I started going on dates, like a lot of dates. I just started learning how to talk to women properly, and I started going on dates. And as I went on more dates, I just became reckless. Like towards the end, I would just come into a date and I would just tell the girls up front, I'm like, you know what? I'm just trying to, I believe in consent. Like I would start the conversation.
Consent.
I would start the conversation.
Of course, all those people who do believe
I was like,
in say
hey,
that.
I just wanted to be straight up honest with you. I just want to have sex. So,
Sure.
if you want to have sex, it's great. If not, you can just
Then-
eat food, have a good time, and then just
We'll
be
have
on
sex.
yeah. Right. And then this one girl that I'm still friends with, she was like, no, let's just be friends, blah, 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 whatever. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So she gave me her number, and I saved her number on my phone as no chance. Because I was like, if we're friends, it's going to happen. And I'm going to show this to you and let you know that there's no chance that we can be together. A year later, I meet her best friend, So I'm flirting with her best friend, and her best friend and I are close, and we're all at a lunch. And I go to the bathroom, I come back, and I was like, hey, what were you guys talking about? And her friend goes I was just telling her, why didn't you have sex with him? I totally would have. And then the script.
Awesome. This
And
is
then
great.
the
They're
script.
talking about having sex with you?
And then the
This is the dream of every dude. They go to the bathroom and they must be talking about having
I
sex
know.
with
They
me.
must be talking about
They must
fucking
be
me right now.
fucking me right
And
now.
then the script completely changes, And
It is true that once that...
yeah.
So keep going.
Once you get the approval from the best friend, where they're like, I would do it, And she was like, hey, I want to do it. And it's been a while, and I keep ignoring it.
Wait,
Oh, you haven't fucked her yet. Oh.
I don't want to.
Where were you guys at lunch? Like, what was this lunch? Hey, let's go get lunch. And then you come in like, I want to fuck you. We were talking about fucking you. I'd like to fuck you.
House of Yes. I think there was like a lunch special at the House of Yes.
Like the friend just broke up with her boyfriend, I guess, So they were like,
Right.
hey, let's have a nice time. I know this comic, he's funny, we're going to have a
Right.
good time together. So we just all went for
What
a walk
dream,
at a
dude. What
park,
dream. Yeah. And you haven't fucked her because why? Why haven't you fucked her yet?
Because
Because of the power.
I can't, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's get
Were these Desi chicks, white chicks? What were they?
Minnesota, so white girls.
Okay, Minnesota.
Yeah.
So very white.
Minnesota.
Like snowman white.
I wanna suck this
99.99%.
cock.
Yeah.
Put his balls
I want to
my
suck
mouth.
your Pakistani cock.
Put your balls in my mouth.
He's cocky.
Don't you know I want to suck your dick?
Oh, from Minnesota. I want you to have it in there. He wants to get it in. He's from Pakistan.
The fact that like 90% of them don't even know what Pakistan is just crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude,
so you can just build up your own narrative.
That is true. That once
Yeah, you can just make stuff up about
Yeah,
Pakistan.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a Shangri-La.
Yeah.
Stable
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
You know the average dick size of
Democracy.
Pakistan is 8 inches from the shaft, not even counting the root. Dude, that's fucking insane, dude. There was like when girls don't have sex for a long time, like pandemic. There was a time when people were coming out of the pandemic where fucking was very easy.
Yes.
There was like just a cavalcade of puss in a line.
Even since then, actually.
Yeah.
It's just...
You didn't require a game.
it hasn't required much game.
Because I do the hotel thing. There was like that one night app, right? We can get a hotel that's nice in New York for like $20.
It's
right?
like, this is in COVID.
Ooh,
Okay,
dude.
okay.
Like someone who COVID died in that room, and so like, all right, $20, and they just give you the room, and then I would just fuck women in this. It's just like, hey, I don't know your name, I don't want to know you, but come here, and I'm gonna fuck you, and then that's it.
Like on dating apps?
On dating apps,
Yeah,
and they just come because everyone was so horny and trying to get
Yeah.
laid. So you in Minnesota too, there's no brown people, bro.
That's
So
true.
when they see
None.
someone with
That's
their
true.
style,
They're very exotic there.
Zero.
I feel.
Yeah. But they have like this like underlined like subtle racism to them too.
Fetishize.
But does that work to your advantage?
No, against it.
Oh, against it,
Like I've
okay.
had girls tell me like, "Hey, I can't be with you because you're not white." Like straight up,
Whoa.
Because
Wow.
they have this like image in their head. They're like, "Okay, life is I'm gonna marry a white man, have a golden retriever, white fence, and that's like the epitome
have a
of
cross
success."
backyard.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's the
yeah.
place
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
kids.
So, okay, but these are girls that you dated, though. You did have sex with them. You just didn't.
I dated.
They
these girls,
they just were like, we can't go anywhere with this.
yeah,
though, 'cause-
anywhere else, which is perfect,
Yeah, that seems like.
Because for brown people, I don't know if this is true or not, but like when they're like usually like date outside of the race, they won't tell their parents at all.
Sure.
Sure. But the girls want you to tell their parents, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with like, having a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but they don't realize like for us, telling our parents is the last step. You get engaged and then you tell your parents, like, hey, by the way, I'm
And
engaged.
these white girls are like,
Let's get married.
Like, why can't you tell them about us? It's like, imagine I was black and I was going to your house. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing for them.
yeah.
Like, they're white. They have the
Yeah,
same issues.
Yeah.
On the other end.
It's crazy. Yeah.
You know, and Minnesota is very much like, dude, I've been there. Like
pretty much.
it's cold, and it's like it's like hoes are shivering, looking for like a Pakistani with some hair.
I just feel like it's a tough place because everyone's got so many layers on. You can't tell if somebody's hot or not.
That's true. Actually,
It's not cold like
It's like
20
the catfish capital.
every
Bro,
day.
it's like under the North Face. What are you?
Yeah.
You have top surgery twice or something?
You have no
Four
idea
tits?
what's going on.
What's going
It's
on?
like
up
not
there,
only
dude?
are they not a size 5, they have a dick too. It's like there's multiple.
Dude, South Pole can hide your South Pole. You know what I'm saying?
North Pole will hide your South Pole.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like that Minnesota has that thing where it's like, okay, you're a white blonde, but what's your values? All right?
Yeah.
Because you can get away with anything up there in that cold mess of a place.
Yeah.
My experience with these women from the Midwest, especially, is that they will always. Like, you have to beat them off with a stick as a brown guy, a little bit. That has been my experience.
Like, what
with
do you
them.
mean by that?
Meaning, like, they're really about it.
Yeah.
Like, they're super Midwestern girls for some reason. I think it's like a thing of, like, you are extremely exotic. There was only one of you because you're the only one I've seen. Like, oh my gosh, it's one of you, like, from the movies,
Yeah.
So that's the vibe with them.
When it goes 50 degrees, your face doesn't turn pink. What the
Right,
fuck
exactly.
is this? What is this?
Seriously.
Like, they are really about.
Seriously, they come up to you, they're like,
Wow. What the fuck? They take a squeegee. They're like, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
what's up?
I thought it was Trudeau for a second. I was excited, but I guess not.
The only brown person they've ever met is Justin Trudeau.
That's brown as it gets.
And you are a man who has traversed that place, and now you're at the other side of it, where everyone is just fucking on your dick. I saw it last time I came there, bro. You forgot this because you blacked out.
Is that true, Mo?
Yeah, bro.
As soon as they came in,
here's
before we started recording, Usama would just be saying stuff about Mo, like Mo
has an accent.
Shit. Yeah, Mo's got an accent. And then I hear Mo speak, and Mo has no accent, really.
Well, dude, Mo doesn't have an accent, but I don't let him get accepted in America yet.
The tall tales of Usama about any guest. I mean, we have the guests here, though, too.
Here's what I would say.
Listen. The real green card is my green card.
The comparison, yes. Because I have a joke about this too. Like, I legitimately, the first time I ever touched a woman was in America. Like, I shook a girl's hand in America. Like, first time ever. When I was like 19.
So you're telling me in Pakistan you didn't just fucking smack a bitch here and there? Because that's how you touch a girl in Pakistan, I assume, right?
Zindabad!
I was, because for me it was very different. Because even growing up, like, the thing that I was bullied for, like, the most was, like, not getting girls.
Right.
Like, that was
In
the thing
Pakistan?
I was like, yeah, that was the thing I was bullied for.
Okay,
Like,
who's
oh my
getting
God,
tons of
nobody-
pussy in Pakistan?
The imams, bro. The imams. And before the azan, they're like, Moe is a virgin.
It's not as conservative as you think.
I guess if you're like from a certain strata in society,
class,
upper class in a city, for
different
sure, you're
schools,
living a very internationalist lifestyle.
Right.
So, like, having that and then having, like, people actually be interested in me, it was like a big shift, you know?
Yeah. You have an interesting accent. It's a combination of Minnesota and Pakistan. It's kind of an interesting shift. And I'm like, dude, okay.
Can we just stop
Got
with the-
Mo Gunderson
Dude,
here.
Stop with the nuance and just go like, this is what you sound like. That's all I thinking.
See, here's the thing. It's
Here's
so
the
crazy.
thing.
Because when I was here last time, I was going to do you. Have you seen my impression of Usama?
What the fuck is going on?
He's like a wrestling announcer from like 1989.
Different levels. You know what I mean?
New level.
What's her name?
What's up? You doing? You cool?
Sam.
I like you.
Robert Swites.
I like you. And there's something about his accent actually, which is it's tied in with like his lazy eyelid.
That's what I
You know what I mean? Like
did
it's
that.
very tied in the persona because it's like this is the level of charming that he was born winking at the world, where he's always kind of winking.
I
at
did
you.
that. I has always been like it's sound levels. You know, the louder I am, like it's like that in audio.
I did that in front of somebody, and they were like, "Man, that I think it's like, yeah, out of cap, because it's like this, you know."
You good? You guys are good. I like you guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
How about Hussein, Mom? Hussein?
I thought you were thinking more like Gregory.
Gregory or something. You know what
I will look at some of my tapes, right, and I'm like, bro, what is that? Ew!
It's about to rain. It's about to rain. It's about to rain.
Dude, like
Starts fluttering.
I'm like Mad Eye Moody. What's going like? It's crazy. Like I don't.
But here's something I would say about you. I don't know how many of your fans have actually seen you live doing stand-up, because I saw him at, what was that comedy club? It was like this weekend,
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
8-10 people. I've seen this guy perform in front of a big crowd and small crowds. Man, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. It's so crazy. I mad respect for you for that.
Appreciate it,
You
bro.
know? Yeah. You're the reason why I moved to New York. You know that, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
He's gunning for
So
you.
if I fail, it's you.
There's a lot of actually
It's you.
brown people in this scene who, when they talk to me, it's very much like they want to eat my soul a little bit. So like, there's a couple like Mo's not this guy, but there's some guys who are like, man, you're so good, dude. like, what are you doing? And I'm like, dude, yeah. Like my eyes like going like danger.
Hey, name some names. Drop some names.
Yeah, drop some names.
No, I can't. I cannot.
up.
But all of them. All right.
Yeah. When can I be on Mango
Dude,
Band?
they're very because here's the thing. Here's what I realized with in brown culture, right? In the brown scene,
Yeah.
there's people who are above the brown scene who are like, okay, like there's Akash who's like, oh, he's unattainable, he's just famous now, blah blah. But there's like what I am. I'm the easiest guy to aspire to, but I stay in the mic scene. So it's like these people who still see me.
true.
They still see me in the world.
Yeah.
And what happens is they get this weird vibe with me where like, I want your thing because I'm so close to it. I can touch you and feel it. It's very nefarious, actually.
I think it's more than that, you know? It's like tell me when you started doing stand-up too, you know? Like, at least for me, when I looked at Aziz Ansari on TV or Kumail Nanjiani on TV, it's not like, give me what he has, but it's more like, oh shit, I can do it too, you know? Because there's somebody who looks like me, who's doing it, who's killing it, you know? So I feel like mostly for people, it could be too, they're just trying to learn, like, hey man, just like, you know, tell me, you know, lead me, you know, in the right way and things like that too. So that could be it too.
There's a whole brown wave coming up. We're all going to be part of it.
No, there is for sure.
Shall we transition?
Speaking of brown waves, let's talk about our brown of the week this week.
Okay.
Today's
a very special one to me.
This might be actually I would say Moe's the fucker, but I say this guy's probably the most hot.
This
Indian.
guy is the hottest Indian guy
I think he's the hottest Indian I've ever seen in my life.
A South Indian guy named Veerappan.
He was a bandit turned domestic terrorist.
He was basically just he was just bandit, really.
He was bandit.
He didn't really. He just killed a whole lot of people.
He was murderous.
And a lot of elephants. He killed like 1,000 elephants too. Apparently,
it looked like. But also, his face looks like he killed them and took their mustache and just
everybody killed
to his mustache.
This guy is his wife married him for his virile mustache.
It was part of the quote. It was like, I married him because he had a fucking sick mustache.
Yeah, because he was virile and he had the sick mustache, basically.
Dude, mustache length is dick length in Tamil Nadu.
And it is true. In South India, you know, here's a story. Very brief. I was in Tamil Nadu many years ago, and I was talking to this this girl. She was dating this local Tamil guy, and she was like, his mom is like really in grief. She's been sobbing nonstop, and I was like, why? And she was like, because he shaved his mustache. Her son shaved his mustache, and I was like, holy shit.
They call that castration.
They really that is like castration in South India.
Yeah, in our culture too. Like, you know, there's a saying. It was like much nahi te kuch nahi. That means if you don't have a mustache,
you don't have a dick.
You're nothing. You're nothing.
You have a dick.
That's what I was assuming.
I say if you don't have a mustache, you're not a man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
Man,
like a big
you're
thing
nothing.
too.
You are nothing.
Yeah.
The mustache. And you know those Mallus, they be fucking having nice and thick and like they add the girth to it, you know?
But Veerappan was a fucking notorious, he was basically a mass murderer actually in his own right.
Bro.
You read his biography, he started killing people when he was like 16. He was like
10,
a poacher.
10.
He was like a poacher,
Yeah.
10 years old.
Bro.
He was a poacher, a smuggler.
This guy killed so many people. Wikipedia has a table of his killings.
It's
like
true.
it is like, and then he killed this guy, and then he killed
There's
that
a
guy.
whole Excel spreadsheet, you know?
I want to show you his picture real quick, and like show you like this guy, like how nice this guy looks.
This guy, he's like pretty. He's like a hot dude. Is the
So
thing
was
about
he
it.
just killing, or was it other things too? That he was like
a
ivory?
poacher.
He sold ivory. Look at this motherfucker.
Damn, dude, that's intense.
He was an ivory poacher.
That is
Mustache.
intense.
Real quick, look at that.
But just his aura.
He just looks like the man.
that's
Look at the way he handled. He who carries their gun barrel by the barrel.
Bro.
Who's walking with their gun by the barrel?
Dude, that's insane. Like he's trying to aim like at animals.
or
to
he
shoot.
just uses it as a club. You know.
And he has like a coiffed haircut. Like look at this fucking.
But it's just intense. You just look at him and it's like,
He's a fucking
this guy
killer,
is
bro.
intense.
He killed bad
he
people.
used to. He was a sandalwood seller. So
he was a smuggler.
Sandalwood
and he was a
smuggler,
poacher.
and a poacher.
And then he got into the kidnapping game, like the ransom game. And that's like how he became very, very famous. He was already like on the run a lot. He was like a very notorious bandit for many years because he killed lots of people, forest rangers, cops, this and that, civilians. He didn't give a fuck, right? Kids.
People with good mustaches.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can
He
go.
saw
Only
somebody-
one in town.
He saw somebody with
It's
a
just
bigger
like,
mustache. He was like, he's dead.
You know, for a long time, Steve Harvey was escaping this guy. He was like running away. He was terrified. Make sure he ain't in the same room with me.
That's how Steve Harvey moved to America. You know, that's when he moved to America.
Steve Harvey's actually from Canada.
From Canada, yeah.
He starts a new life. Like,
You slow it down, it's just Tamil. He's just like, please, make sure Veerappan doesn't catch me, dude. And the Veerappan's like, no deal. Kills him in the fucking
Kill Steve Harvey.
Kills Steve Harvey.
Family Feud. He comes on Family Feud. So
This is
you're dead, bitch. And then he shaves his mustache after. That's what he does.
But as Steve Harvey's bleeding, he's like, like that's how he dies too.
And then he looks at the camera in a funky way.
OJ leaves a glove, you know, like hidden all his murders. Like people have no mustaches. Like we know who it is. Yeah.
It's his calling card.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I read about dakaks and gundas in India, right? invariably they're like way more scary than the ones in America because Americans wear suits eventually. They get the nice little, the
gangsters.
tie.
Well, it's also the ones in America
Yeah.
have like potable drinking water access to, you know, heat, electricity. It's like if you're a bandit in India, that's like a whole fucking next level.
Right.
Like you can't be fucked with.
You have to actually, you get jumped in by malaria.
Yeah, you get exactly. You get jumped in by circumstances, pretty much. You know.
But here's like the biggest thing too. Like over here, like gangsters and stuff, like they're in good shape.
Yeah.
Like in India, no, they're like just
Look at
skinny
Veerappan,
dudes.
dude.
But
The
dude,
5'4"
Veerappan will
skinny
fuck
dudes.
somebody up.
Of
Though.
course.
He's pure
Yeah, of
intensity.
course.
You know?
It's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah,
That's what
take
they
out
want.
one of
now.
his ribs and just beat you with the rib and put it back in.
Just stab.
Dude, those guys, because they lived off the fucking land. Like these guys, because you're killing from also equally poor people. You see in the beginning, you're fucking over your own poor folk.
Yeah.
Here at least, you find the places and then you get the money.
Yeah.
There, it's just like, give me all your money. It's like 3 cents come in.
I mean, the thing about Veerappan is that he's not a good person.
Yeah.
It's like we're kind of valorizing him, but he's a piece of shit. He killed 1,000 elephants and just anybody else.
Yeah.
He just killed a lot of people. He just happens to have a cool mustache. This is the power of a mustache. Hitler, me, Veerappan. Okay?
That is
Top
true.
three.
You
Top
can do
three.
anything you want with a good mustache.
You can do anything you want with a good mustache.
That is fucking so true, dude. Because he would be killing elephants. And that was his whole thing. And then when he started killing people, I guess it was because they were gray or something. Like, okay, you're close enough and I'll just kill you. And then I guess he just loved the taste. Because he would just kill forest rangers.
It was just like he just didn't give a fuck. He was just like, he was a fucking, he was a true jungly.
The mustache had its own power.
He was a true jungly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this
In the jungles.
It's like in the jungles.
The mighty jungles.
His dad was a poacher. He was a poacher. I mean, he was poaching pussy too. He was probably a sex offender. There's no doubt about that as well.
Indian gangsters always have that as a given.
It's a given.
There's
He was
not
doing
like-
all the crimes.
He was a gangster and he respected women and
yeah,
loved consent.
no, but he was. But
Yeah.
also for women's rights, like no, this motherfucker couldn't read. You think he wanted women reading? No. Okay, of course not. So Veerappan, mixed legacy. He looks like a badass.
Yeah, if the baby didn't come out with the mustache, he would just abort it right there.
Probably the most badass thing that he did do was he kidnapped a hyper famous Kannada film star named Rajkumar.
Rajkumar, right?
Yeah, and he held him for like half a year, 6 months or something like that.
Did he make him make
That's a
movies?
long time.
Yeah,
And
and
doing TikToks together?
yeah.
apparently though he didn't get a ransom. They say that he didn't get a ransom, but then some people say he got like 300 million rupees.
Okay.
Pretty
He
sure
probably
he
did. He
did.
probably
Yeah,
did. Because
probably,
another guy,
yeah.
another politician, he took, and then they didn't give the money, and then he just killed him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he just did it.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Maybe
okay.
it was like, I'm gonna kill you. They're not
'Cause he
giving
had a
money. I
couple
have a
other-
role for you.
he had
I have
a-
a role for you.
Yeah.
Just listen my pitch.
Which one acting?
Yeah. Your
looks like
side
a
pose, you know.
star.
Yeah. Those mustaches, man. People are gonna kill for it. Yeah.
Mustache to die for.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, should I try and grow my mustache out to that kind of?
If you want to kill
it.
forest rangers
I
too.
mean, I'm thinking.
Yeah. You have a great fucking facial situation.
I do have a good facial.
You have gray
expression.
hair too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I'm hot. I'd be a good-looking, dashing criminal.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah. I mean, you're the manliest man I
I'm
know.
a male
dude.
rapist, actually.
Why are you looking at my dick when you're saying that? You're
I'm looking at your dainty pink socks, actually,
How pink is your dick?
and you're wearing prison stripes, no less.
Yeah. It's already preparing for the role. I'm a method actor.
Yeah, I mean, dude, women will talk about you like, who's that man? Like, they call you
No,
a man.
man.
You're not a boy. You're not a guy.
Who's that?
Who's that smarmy man?
right.
Who's that swarthy dude?
Swarthy.
Yeah, they call you swarthy and all these sort of like pirate terms.
Yeah,
are
smarmy
used.
is not good.
No, sorry, swarthy.
is good. Yeah.
You should visit Minnesota.
When women talk about him, they talk about him like he's like, who's that rapscallion? I mean, he's like a pirate to them. He's like this guy with a parrot, like he's a scary man.
I am a scary man.
There's a Japanese comic one time who came on the pod. It was like, first time I met Pranav, I scutter away.
Fumi has a
Doesn't
purely
have an
American
accent.
accent.
Busted! Busted!
Fumi was like the first time I saw him, I was just scared of him. But the prevailing theory about Fumi is that Fumi wants me to fuck him.
Yeah,
Though
yeah.
is like that's the thing. He's like he feels
Fumi a
he's
guy
sexual
or a
and
girl?
he's a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, if he was a girl, I would have fucked him.
Yeah.
Her.
Fumi would be like a voodoo doll in your hands. Just
He
fucking.
dude, I remember those early episodes of Mango Bay.
Yeah.
Where our weights were so mismatched. I wouldn't say I was overweight, but I was much bigger then, and Usama was way skinnier.
Yeah.
It looked like, he was like my
Night and
little,
day. Yeah.
Like little.
like he was like my toy or
shillelagh.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
You could use him as a toothpick. Like he was the size of one of my thighs.
Dude, you could pick up Fumi like he was fucking sashimi with like the 2 fingers and just put him in some soy sauce and just fucking fuck him, dude.
I dip in soy sauce and wasabi and then I bone. Of course, it's
Crazy.
It's the
Anyway,
Japanese way.
that brown of
Very
the week.
ritualistic culture. Veerappan, not a good guy, was a cool guy though.
Yeah.
You know?
Great mustache.
Yeah. So we got Mo here. Mo, you moved here from Pakistan when? 10 years ago?
10 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
January 2011.
Okay. Did you start comedy in Pakistan?
No. There's still no comedy in Pakistan.
A lot of tragedy, though.
Yeah.
A lot of tragedy.
Yeah, that's it. Only tragedy.
It's a big tragedy scene.
I don't think there's a concept of stand-up. I still remember when I was a kid, I watched Russell Peters for the first time, and I was like, "What is this?
Yeah, why
Why
is,
are
is
people
this an
laughing?"
imam? Why
I'm
are
like,
people laughing at
why
this
are people
imam?
laughing? Yeah. And then I never saw stand-up. And then the second time I ever saw stand-up was an hour before I actually did stand-up.
Oh, shit.
You didn't in Minnesota. You were just there to work. Just go to
That's
school.
it. So I moved here to go to college, right? So the dream was always to be an accountant. My uncle was an
The
accountant.
dream was right.
The dream.
That's
was
the brown
the
dream. Right?
Your uncle was an accountant? you said?
Yeah. Because when I was in Pakistan, in 9th grade, you have to choose, okay, which path are you going to take?
Right.
Are you going to be a doctor, an engineer, or whatever? Or
Is
unemployed?
Is that like that video where they're at that Pakistani like school and there's that woman and she's
I
interviewed?
want to be
She's
a
like,
pilot.
I'm
Yeah.
going to kill myself to make India die.
And then she's like, great.
She's like, he wants to be a pilot. Yes, a pilot.
That was insane. That video.
Dude, that's so crazy. Do you know where that video was shot? It wasn't even in Pakistan.
Where was this?
It's a school in Saudi Arabia.
Of course,
It's
Saudi
like
Arabia
a
has
majority Pakistani kids go there. It's like an army school in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
So that's why they're more patriotic than anything else.
Of
you know?
course.
Yeah.
As
Because they
jingoism
have to
comes
go
in.
home and their neighbors are from India and they're like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
One, dude, that was an insane video. Because
That video is-
one kid was like,
It's an hour long.
and she's like, yeah, me too. Like, what the fuck?
When I grow up, I want.
But I remember this one kid's like, I want to be an eye doctor. She's like, he wants to be a pussy. Move along.
I want to be artist. Okay, let's kill him right now. Huh? Stab him in the butt.
Yeah. Where are you from? India.
So who was that like Matilda Warden ass like lady?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like just fucking crazy, dude.
She was great. I loved her because she was just really trying to keep it on the level.
She kept it
Because
very-
there were a couple kids who took it too far. They're like, I want to kill myself for Pakistan. He was like, he wants to do service for his country. He's a
Patriotism. If someone was too crazy, they made a patriot immediately.
exactly.
That's the word for like you're a little off the rocker.
They're like, he loves Pakistan.
Dude, she looked like fucking Handmaid's Tale, like fucking one of the ladies. Who
Yeah, bro,
just,
it's called a hijab. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with Islam, but
Oh my god, I was so into it for some reason.
so you came from Pakistan in 2011, wanted to be an accountant.
Yeah, because my uncle was one, you know, and I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. Because I didn't want to be a doctor.
Right.
My sister was one. I didn't want to be an engineer. But my dad and I actually fought so that I could
Say
be
it
an
again?
accountant.
Like,
Fought.
okay.
Yeah. We were like in a fight because he wanted me to be an engineer and I wanted to be an accountant. Yeah.
What is that argument like? He's like, accountants are pussies.
He was like, "Oh, you want to be unemployed for the rest of your life? You're never gonna find a job."
Accountant is
You
like
know?
so stable though.
Yeah, I know.
It's not-
It's just
it's not
crazy.
like you said
I know.
comedian.
I
It's
know.
just doctor, engineer. That's it.
Dude, you're doctor, engineer, and then
Nothing
retard.
else.
Everything else is
Yeah,
retard. It's
everything
all
else is
retard
just
down there.
not a part.
That's classic. That's classic across the board.
I mean, accountant is like a little bit outside the field, right? You know, in
but the
terms
fact
of what
that I
they,
had to fight to become an accountant is just crazy.
it's hilarious. Dude.
it's like what a guy trying to live his dreams.
Yeah. I just
Like,
want
right?
general
Like,
ledgers.
what's that kid about that Irish kid who becomes a ballet dancer or whatever, like Billy Collins or whatever? It's like that, but like I want to be an accountant.
Dad, I want to learn Excel.
You know, you've
I
got
wanna
a
wear
medical
brown
book in
suits
front of you. Your dad leaves the room. It drops. It's an accountant. It's QuickBooks. You know?
Right? You're walking by like a Office Max. You stop. You look in. No, I can't. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
My
that
God.
is truly hilarious. What were the fights like? He's like, you're going to be unemployed.
Oh yeah, pretty much. You're gonna be unemployed. You're never gonna find a job. You know, blah
Right.
blah. Become an engineer.
Accountant is literally the name of a job.
I know,
It's
I know,
literally the
I know.
name of the job.
But like I didn't eat for like a day because I was like,
You
I'm gonna
hunger
be an
strike?
accountant.
You
Yeah,
hunger strike
You
for
were
an
trying to be an
accountant?
accountant.
Jesus Christ,
Wow.
amazing.
I like called my uncle and I was like, please, you know,
Yeah.
you drive a BMW. You know, I
It's like,
get
this is a
to
job
let
for
him
Gandhi.
know.
Get him on the line.
Let him know. Yeah.
You
So that's
drive some people.
yeah. I swear to God. So that's what I came here for. I used to study accounting. Did my bachelor's in it. I came here on student visa, which is like F1.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to get a job. So the first step is you try to get an H-1B visa, right?
Right.
That's like a lottery-based system.
Yeah.
First thing, you got to trick people into giving you a job. Because every time you apply, I don't know if
Yeah,
you
they
guys
always
have,
ask, are you a citizen?
do you want sponsorship right now or in the future? Tip for brown people, if you're trying to get a visa here, always say no.
Always say no.
Always say no. If you say yes, because I timed it. If you say yes, sometimes like in 15 minutes, they'll just reply back to you. Automatic email. Like, hey, we looked at your application. Too many applicants. So sorry. You didn't meet the qualifications. Blah, blah, blah. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I bet when they see that that an applicant needs sponsorship, all they see is a bunch of paperwork. In
Yeah,
their,
and
life.
then they're like, no, it's not about the money either.
Right.
It's all about the paperwork.
Yeah.
They just don't want to be involved in it, right?
Right.
So I had to trick this company. So I said no. In my interview, they were like, do you need sponsorship? And I was like, my family's, has a green card. It's in the process.
Yeah.
It's like lying.
My green card is a different school.
Yeah.
It goes to a different school.
So even my social security card has a stamp on it. It says that not valid without DHS authorization. So the first day out, so I get an internship before graduating, and I go to the internship, give them my social security card. They're like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So then she researched, put me in the office. She was like, okay, it's been a week, you've already started working, we don't do this, so just stay for the internship, but just so you know, we're not gonna sponsor you and everything.
Okay.
I was like, that's fine. But I worked my ass off, man. Like I was working.
So with that knowledge that you're not going to get, you're like, I'll still stay in there.
I was like, I'll still stay in. They were like paying me good money, and I would work overtime, get that overtime money. It was during tax season.
Out. Like eventually you'd have to get kicked out of the country, right? You don't have the visa.
Yeah. But deep down
you're at
inside,
the
I
same
was like,
place, and you're working there at this point, getting paid.
Yep. And deep down inside, I was like, I think I can still do it because on an internship, you don't really need a visa.
Yeah.
So I did that. Dude, I worked like 70, 80 hours a week. Like at the end, she called me in. She was like, "You're the best intern we've ever had. This is great." I was doing other people's work, just to get a chance.
It's your dream. It's your passion.
So then they were like, "Okay, congratulations. We don't do this, but I talked to the partner of the firm. We're going to do this for you. We're going to apply for your H-1B.
Okay.
I was like, this is amazing.
Whoa.
Right? So I have like a couple months in before graduating, just did not study at all, failed my last 2 classes, back to the professors to give me D grades. Like it just, get into, just graduate with a degree. Start the job. Now, H-1B is also a lottery-based system. So each year, there's maybe 200, 300,000 applications.
Yeah. Jesus.
And how many do they actually accept?
Like 65,000.
Okay.
Are they all Indian and Pakistani?
Indian, Pakistani,
Everywhere.
Bangladesh, everywhere in the whole world. Yeah. The year I applied was a weird year. They had 800,000 applications.
Holy
and they had to pick 65,000.
And they accept how many per year?
65,000, that's it.
Dude.
And my name didn't come up.
Okay, shit. This is riveting.
So I had to leave that job. So I had to leave that job. So I was like, okay, I have 2 options. I can either go back home or extend my student visa and go for my master's.
Right.
So I went for my master's.
Oh, smart move.
I went for my master's, completed my master's, asked the same company again, will you please have me? Sure. And they're like, fine. So then they applied for the second time and then my name came up.
Are there brown people who are doing 9 master's programs? Like they're just.
I have friends.
I've heard of.
I've had friends. Right. I've had friends who have 3 masters now because they the name doesn't come
I
up.
have to do another dissertation.
Yeah.
There's another thing.
Well, it's about the visa thing, though, right?
Yep. It's literally about the visa.
It's all about navigating.
Anytime
all these
you see a brown person in a PhD program, he didn't get his line.
They're sweating.
Yeah.
They're making fake discoveries.
Shit at the terminal degree now. This is it.
Yeah.
On his last day, he's like, "You did, guy, I found something." Oh wait, I can't tell you until we. So I guess they're really there's some hustlers out there, bro.
Yeah. So I did that. I left that job. I started another job because they were paying me more money, and they promised me, they were like, "Hey, we'll do your green card," So I was like, "That's fine." But the odd thing happened was stand-up started at the same time for me. Started getting to stand-up. I started getting more gigs. I literally stopped working, so they fired me.
Oh my god.
So I had a month to find a job to stay on my H-1B work visa.
Right.
Finally found a job like on like the last 2 days. I had everything packed up.
Intense.
I had
was the
everything
job?
packed. It was still in accounting, right?
Okay.
I had everything packed up. I was going back home.
Yeah, and that was it.
And that was it. I was like, this is it. You know, stand
Your
up is
dad
it.
comes in
Everything
slow,
is it.
sarcastic
you know?
clap.
Yeah.
As he
Would have been an engineer. Things would have been different. I told you, unemployed. And then, got that. They applied for my green card, and I just got it like last year too, which was also like a very intense procedure.
What's that like?
So it's like in different steps. First, they have to make sure that the company can actually pay your salary, you know? So they make them go through the whole process. And then once that's approved, then they go through your process. Okay, any criminal background, anything, out of the ordinary. Like I had to give them bank statements for the last 2 years,
I would assume, did you ever tell them you were a comedian?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, because they would just kick you out.
Pretty much.
They would deport you to Mexico, too.
Pretty
They'd be
much.
like, just get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you
This is
can.
what matches.
Throw banana
just
peels
go
at you. Hey,
there.
use those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that's horrific.
Yeah. Got that, and then now I'm like free,
It's hilarious that the word comedian has such a lack of respect across cultures and everywhere.
I tried to
different
get
offices,
an apartment.
different strata of the world. Comedian, get the fuck out of my face.
I tried to get the apartment in New York, and he was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, accountant, business analyst, a bunch of things. I have a master's. Didn't tell him I did comedy because they're like, get the fuck out of my place.
It's so true. You can't tell people that anywhere.
Yeah. Because it's just a notation, They were like, okay, lazy, blah, blah.
Or it's just like no money.
No money,
It's
that
just
too.
like, I've never seen you, bitch. So you...
Or here's come the knock knock dope. That's not going to be good. Either way, it's just bad.
But some of the hardest working people I've ever met have been comedians. So crazy.
Yeah, of course.
So crazy.
But you know how Sell Comedians does.
Yeah,
we're on your side.
Do you guys know what stand-up is?
Yeah, we get it.
Knock, knock, who's there? Bankruptcy.
Indigence. Don't open the door. Do not open the door.
Poverty.
Yeah.
Do not open the
Being in
door.
arrears.
Yeah. Engineering school, pamphlet. Just go for it. Yeah.
That's insane. So that month where you almost didn't find that job, there was no dream left.
No,
There
it was
no
nothing.
dream.
I was like, oh, I swear to God, that was the point where I was like, okay, all right, what's the next step? I go back home. I have experience from America. I find a woman that my mom finds for me. I get married. I have kids, I have my own house at 35. Yeah, everything just changed.
You can feel it, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. That's fucking, I can feel that.
But why did you not want to go back to Pakistan because you wanted to stay and do comedy?
Pretty much. Yeah. Comedy changed everything.
Right.
Even right now, I haven't been back home since 2013.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go back.
Now I can.
'Cause of the
I'm
green
a
card
green
you
card
got,
now.
right?
Yeah. I can go back now.
Permanent resident card?
Yes.
Ooh, that's what I got.
Yeah. I got it in the mail when you were in
Yes.
Minnesota.
And we were hanging out. I remember seeing
but
you
we
and getting
high-fived
that.
each other. Yeah.
Look at you
I
two,
did- I did
scammy
not know-
illegals.
I did not know he was not a citizen.
We're
Like,
married,
I was like,
actually.
what the fuck?
Yeah, we're a lawful marriage.
You're a Canadian citizen, right?
I'm Canadian. I'm a Canadian citizen. I got a Jason Bourne ass fucking passport photo. I look like I should not be in this country.
These people that come to our country.
and I have a very it's a weird jealousy. Bitch, yeah, you earned it, but I'm like an old Republican,
old guy.
These new money fucks coming in. Let me see your green card, flimsy.
Well,
flimsy.
new immigrants are like that. There's a lot of conservative, Hispanic, Chicano, Latino voters who are Republicans. They're like, no, they need to earn their way in too. And it's like,
Bro,
what?
when I was going through, I was like, man, the system sucks. Now that I'm past it, I'm like, but they have to vet people.
The system works.
Goddamn immigrants.
The system works.
Your accent becomes redneck so quick.
Sometimes
Get
they're
'em out.
drugs. They're rapists. A lot of bad hombres.
Put the American flag, in my as soon as I got it.
I don't want the color of their jib.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, they definitely that happens so quick. Republicanism, again, when you fucking get the money, they're like, okay, I want to keep it.
But it was an intense process, man. It took me 10 years, That whole process took me 10 years. And it's 10 years of uncertainty. You don't know what's,
My dad went through this. I didn't know about any of this. I was just living life, being shitty.
Yeah.
And one time I remember my dad used to see some really interesting green card dramas I would never really know, but now looking back. So one day I was like about to sleep, and he comes to my room. He's like, "Hey, listen, we might have to leave the house at night. I'm just saying, just get ready. So keep your socks on." I'm like, "Is he gonna fuck me?
My socks on.
Yeah. So keep your socks on, because apparently that's the only.
Wear something tight.
Yeah. Your dad is like, I shouldn't have grown this mustache.
Yeah,
the guy's after me.
Hey, wear the
Same guy.
pajamas with the flaps in the back, right? So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I sleep, I wake up, and I go up to my dad. I'm like, "What happened? You didn't call me last night?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, it's all good." And I'm like, looking back now, I'm like, who the fuck did he suck or fuck to keep us in this country?
It's probably his last day, you know.
It was something going on.
Got a new job.
Right. That's so intense, dude. Because my parents did all that, I think, before I was even born.
Yeah. Right.
Like, so it's so, and I don't know. I mean, you're not a citizen yet, and I guess you're not either. But your parents are citizens, right?
My mom is, and my dad is. I think, yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but do they have a picture of themselves at like their ceremony where they got sworn in as American citizens?
I don't know about that. My dad has a couple of pictures of that time period, but not exactly.
Yeah, I mean, mine have that. They were like really proud.
Yeah.
They were like, you know, and I remember they had to like study stuff about America and shit too. And
my dad has like 9 identities, and I don't think he likes photos because it just like he needs to figure out which one he is. I do think after he dies, I found out that he's like a male stripper in Bolivia.
I like how that's it instead of something cool like spy. It's like, I bet you a male stripper and a janitor.
But the main day, the Saturday one. You know?
But there's something, you know, that make you go through all this rigorous process, and once you get the green card, you know, you just have this you know, weird loyalty attached to America after that. You know, maybe that's why they do it, because it like takes you so long. You fight for it. You know,
so long. And look, let's be real. It's nice to live here.
Yeah, it's great.
It's better than living in like so many other. Dude, I was talking about this. This is why that show 90 Day Fiance. You know, the best thing about it is that it actually shows America still got it.
Yeah,
because you got tens from around the world out there hunting for some dicks of fours. You know what I mean?
They're not even dicks. You get to like unravel it.
It's just like you have to go through roles. They're like, yes. They're like, they all that for the dream of owning a Toyota Corolla, you know, and maybe joining a pyramid scheme, getting some Herbalife going, or something.
Driving Uber.
They're like, you see the pictures. Like this girl is like a 10, and this dude is not even a human being. He's like Jabba the Hutt's left flank.
I have a big joke about 90 Day Fiance, but it's like, he's a Nebraska 4, which is a global 0. You know what I mean? It's like they're not pretty, but I'm like, it's nice to live in this country. There's so many other, like 90% of the world fucking blows, dude. There's fucking nonstop ethnic violence, volatile governments, fucking climate change, natural disasters, poverty, drought, famine. It's like, it is very nice to live here.
Then you realize some of the cities from that show, like how many places do suck. I didn't know Philippines was that bad.
Yeah.
It's like 19 Philippine ones. Like, I can't go there anymore.
Yeah, where they're like, Tulsa, Oklahoma is for me.
I can't take this. Yeah. It's like, Omaha, here I come.
Yeah.
Philippines really sucks.
Yeah, but people talk about like culture shock, but there's another thing. It's like reverse culture shock too, you know? Because I mean, for me, I come from a well-off family in Pakistan. So even if I go back, life isn't going to be hard, you know? Life is going to be probably even better than what it is right now, you know? But then when you come here and you live, and like, there's something about just doing things by yourself, you know, and just like having your own like ownership on things,
right there,
the individualism, you know, and all those things.
It's such a fucking corporate America show right now. And apple pie, how delicious is that shit, dude? Like, how good is that?
Yeah.
When did you get the green card as of now? Today's January 6th.
August.
Also known as the Freedom Day.
August of last year. End of August.
That's
cool. So like 4 or 5 months.
Did you do something fucked up to celebrate? Like, I'm going to get arrested now.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Yeah. I'm still scared because when they give you a green card, they put a letter. They're like, just so you know, we can take it away anytime we want. Like, it literally says it on there.
On the letter, easy turban head.
Don't
be fucking doing yourself. Yeah.
That's all the letter says is easy, raghead.
Yeah. It says that under the discretion of a patrol officer, they can take away your privileges anytime, you know, without any investigation, you know, and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, that's why I haven't traveled back home. I was like, well, what if I come back and they're like, no, thank you.
Right. Well, I mean, I know that there's a thing about when there's a time period, I know, when you get the green card or whatever, where you can't leave the country at all.
Yeah.
Right?
They say like 6 months, just stay put, you know.
6 months, stay put. So you got it. It's weird stuff about timing. You have to know a lot to navigate the process.
That's why like having a lawyer, you know, really helps.
Right.
You know?
So you had a lawyer.
Yeah.
For all this,
You have to. You know, you can't do it by yourself. And it's crazy because Pakistan is like on a There's no time constraint. If you're from India, the wait list is like 15 years. So when you apply for a green card, you won't get it for at least 15 years.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Do people think like people live for 90,000? I mean,
I don't know, man.
yeah, I mean, they add up all the green card waits.
But
and
you
it's
have,
like-
you're still legally in the country.
Yeah,
though,
you're
too.
still legally
So
in the
it's like,
country
yeah.
because it's like still in the process. But you know,
Right.
when you travel and stuff, there's like
I
you
wonder
have
why
to get
that
a
is
travel
with Pakistan. I
document.
guess Pakistan was like a big ally of the U.S. for a long time.
But we
throughout
still
the Cold
are. Like
War.
people don't realize
Yeah.
this.
Big,
Pakistan
big,
is a big ally
Yeah.
of
yeah.
America.
Because they're
Yeah,
playing a dangerous game
Yeah,
between
bro.
China and America.
yeah. And India.
Hassan's
you
got
know?
nukes, bro. Watch out.
Yeah.
What was the first American thing you did when you got that? Like, what was like the first like, oh, I'm American now.
Great
I'm a fucking
question.
I was
dude.
already an American before that. You know,
Man,
just the
no
walk
sense
and
of, no
stuff.
sense of ceremony here.
Yeah.
When I get the passport, then I'll buy a gun.
Okay, I'll buy
You
a
know?
gun,
Yeah,
AK-47, huh?
Yeah.
Keep it local.
Like a pistol, like a handgun.
What's the most American
Just
thing
'cause.
you've done, period?
I don't know. Like haven't talked to my parents for like a couple months. You know, that's like the most American thing I did. Yeah.
That's hilarious, that's hilarious.
I think for my mom too. She was like, "You're an American now."
Yeah,
haven't
you don't
spoken
get
to me
them
in
until
weeks."
the month.
Yeah. I
Love
haven't
it.
got
Love it.
gotten a call from you. You know, I have to
Hilarious.
call you.
Hilarious.
You've changed. I think for me,
What's her name?
Motisha.
No, her name. Her name.
Yeah. Her name's Zabe.
Zabe.
Yeah.
What's up, Zabe?
Zabe
You know?
Anissa. Yeah.
Zabe, how's it
Chris.
going?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah,
this?
it's,
It's
yeah.
me.
Hi.
First
Mo,
name
your
basis,
son?
it's crazy. I think for me, like the biggest realization I had that I was like, oh, maybe I'm becoming an American was when the first time I ever dreamt in English.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was crazy because I woke up and I realized I was like,
What was the dream?
Oh,
was it a wet
shit.
dream?
Yeah.
The English is harder? Harder?
I don't know. It was something crazy, but I remember like waking up and I was like, oh my God, I was talking to that person in English. This is crazy.
And that was a wet dream. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
talking in English.
Yeah.
It's just you reading your acceptance letter, and then you have come everywhere.
It's
in
just
your
a
bed.
password, and I was like, "Oh my God, I finally got it!" And I woke up, and I was like, "Oh shit, no!"
Dude, I am covered in cum right now. Your green card's next to you, just strapped to your ass. Dude, did I fuck my own face?
I need a new
Passport
green
pages.
card.
It's a
We've
silver
seen this
card
too
now.
many times. We got a code white over here.
It's a blue card now.
Probably, yeah. That was like when I felt like American was when that
Right.
happened, yeah.
Hell
Because
yeah.
for me, it was crazy too. I went to like a state university, and I was the only Pakistani there. There are not a lot of brown people, so I was just in a sea of white
Pakistani.
people.
You say it so Midwestern.
He always says it like that now.
But that's what it is, Pakistan.
Dude,
I know, but there's a
twang.
there's a Minnesotan.
Pakistan.
There's a Minnesotan Pakistan. There's something airy. There's like a pocket of air. And that's very Midwestern.
Yeah.
Very Minnesotan.
Somebody said that. I was on a
Minnesotan.
subway, and this lady was like, "You have a fun accent," and I was like, "Oh, I'm from Pakistan." She goes like, "Nah." It's like, she was like, "It's Midwest or some shit,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay,
You do
cool."
say Pakistan very funny.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you're
like Pakistan.
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 And now you're going for it, dude. Now you're kind of be.
No. What,
You were saying it like Pakistan.
No,
You said it like a morning
Pakistan.
DJ.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pakistan. He's like Sean Connery.
107.1 Pakistan.
But boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Pakistan today.
Playing all the hits.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Well, listen, I'm fucking glad you're here. I was there.
Yeah,
when-
congratulations,
when
and thank you
go.
for walking us through that journey.
That was amazing,
'cause
dude.
That's
Yeah.
something our parents had to deal with on
Yeah.
some level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have cousins who have to deal with it a little bit, but I know a lot of our listeners are people who have to deal with that,
Yeah.
and are people who want to maybe deal with that
Yeah.
too.
Sound off in the stories in the comments if you had a wild story
Yeah,
about
what is your wild
green
immigration
card
story?
shit. And let us know in the comments, man. This is a fucking new shit. Love to hear it.
True,
Yeah.
You're the fucking
absolutely.
man. Good luck.
The only advice is just stick with it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know,
lie,
it's
it
like
seems
comedy,
like.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lie, maneuver, you know? And if that doesn't work out, you know, your mom can arrange a marriage with somebody who's a citizen.
get married.
Anytime.
Get the fuck married, dude. Because Pakistans are so in vogue right now. Let's go marry a Karachi guy. Hell yeah, dude.
That was great, Mo. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
Hell yeah.
having
Super
me,
fun
man. I
episode. This
appreciate
has been great. This has been Mango Bay. Guys, rate us a review on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. Give us 5 stars on Apple. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe across channels. Subscribe to the Patreon. We love you guys. Thank you.
Come again. Nice. Nice. Great.
Your Mango Bay.